I've gotten a million of these lately, which is why I have not been posting a whole lot of videos, because it's Touch IC non-stop. And I've posted so many videos of Touch IC repairs already. But here's my latest method. Alright, I got a little Mumford & Sons playing. So let's go. Let's go. I'm just going to remove both chips and I'm going to reball them. I think reballing works better, for me at least. It's even hot. Yep. 450 degrees Celsius at an air pressure rate of 5, which could be 0 for you, depending on your hot air rework station. Mine's a quick 861 DW. There he goes. So that is one. You can tell right there, oxidation right there, and probably oxidized right there. So this one, I guess, this is the ground plane, causes flickering. Yes, it's that simple. Let's move that back. Well, let's put a little flux on it first. Or maybe a lot of flux. Alright, more flux. So I like reballing because I feel like I'm not putting as much heat on it. And that's why I like reballing it. Because when I put the chip on with lead-free solder, so you just need to make sure that all the pads are oxidation free. Like that's a little bit oxidized right there too. And then you just kind of start recognizing which pads let's see. Alright, that's about good right there. Actually, this looks like it's a little bit oxidized right here, so let's touch it up a little bit. Alright, so that's good. Clean it up. So I started using that SRA Tachyflux. I'm pretty sure every single one of those repairs came back to me. So I am throwing that sucker away. SRA Tachyflux, anything SRA related is no good. Throw it away. SRA sucks. Do not use SRA stuff. Should probably use a clean Q-tip. Alright, that looks pretty good. So let's go to the reball process now. This one. So I'm just getting all the old lead-free stuff off so that I can put the leaded stuff, or the the leaded stuff on when I reball it. So I use the wet side, IPA side, and then I use the dry side to kind of clean off the IPA. And you want to get off as much flux as possible for the reball. That'll make your reball go as smooth as possible. So this is the dry side here, and I'm just going to dry it up. Alright, now I use a chem wipe to remove all the old junk on the bottom of my silicone mat, and let's start the reball. Okay, so let's do the small one first. Not a whole lot to it. Just make sure your stencil is clean. Make sure it's aligned. You get a little Kester EP256 on the end of a razor blade. Was that already bald or something? Weird. So just kind of make sure it's even, and that's it. Get a little heat, 450 degrees Celsius. Same deal. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. Make sure it gets hot, and then I'll put it on. Alright, there you go. Shouldn't take but maybe 5 seconds. That's it. Don't do too much to it, and then boom, just kind of lift it while it's still hot. That'll make it come out a little easier. If need be, kind of poke through the holes a little bit, and boom, there you go. And then what I like doing also, the last step is to just heat it one more time, just to make sure that the balls are sitting on the pads correctly. And that literally takes 2 seconds. So that is good to go. And I'm going to do number 2 now. So this stencil has seen a lot of work, and it's definitely not getting overtime. Alright, so here we go. Same deal. Make sure everything is, this one's a little bit, it's a bigger chip, you know, so the stencil seems to kind of come up from the middle often when you're heating it. So just kind of, so there you go. Everything looks pretty good. And then I think it's better to hold it in the middle. It's going to be a little hard for me, but just kind of like this way, that because it normally pops up from the middle. So just hold it down in the middle here. Wait for your hot air gun to get hot. And should take about 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just kind of eyeball it, make sure all the balls are in correctly, and lift. And heat it one more time, make sure the balls are aligned properly on the chip. 2 seconds. Alright, that's good to go. I'm not going to wash off with IPA or anything. So pads are cleaned here, no lint on it. I like to start with Cumulus first. I'm using my Amtech 4300 LF 4300 Tacky Flux. So let's do that one side first. Okay, I just want to make sure that this is the right way. I think this is right. Yep, this is it. Okay. So, not a whole lot to this. So, like I said, I like using the Reball because it's got leaded solder on it, and it seems to heat. I seem like I can control the heat a little bit better. You know, with lead-free, pre-balled chips, you got to heat and heat and heat, and that causes some other problems. So the only thing about the lead-free is that it is going to melt a little bit or the leaded solder is that it's going to melt a little faster. So just make sure that you don't put too much flux below it, okay? Otherwise, it's going to shift and it's going to and then you have to redo it, okay? So just make sure it's aligned. Hold your tweezers and kind of heat just a little bit. Don't use too much air pressure, otherwise it's gonna blow. So I just heat a little bit, and it's tacked down now pretty much. See, it's hard. So and then you just kind of go and heat it a little bit more, and there it goes. I don't know if this is good or not, but it looks like it's kind of. Alright, I think that's good. I don't know. It looked like it was kind of flipped up a little bit. So let's check it real quick. Can we see it or no? Can't really see it, can we? We can't really see it. We'll figure it out once we turn it on. Alright, so let's go to town on Mason. Alright. It's probably not best practice to handle these chips with your bare fingers. Alright, just make sure you have the chip oriented correctly. For me, the dot is on the lower right corner always because this is the way I always do it. Same with Cumulus, just kind of. Oh, dang it. Seriously need to get a better logic board holder. This thing is killing me. Alright, so just make sure it is somewhat aligned. What I like to do is just go like that and just kind of move over a little bit, and then I just do a little bit of heat. And again, since this is leaded solder, it's going to melt a little bit faster. So see, this is already tacked down a little bit. I know this side's lifted a little bit, but so don't put too much flux down there, otherwise it's going to start rotating, and then you have to redo it. So that's pretty much good right there. And then you will see it shift into place once the solder melts. And then if you want to confirm, you can kind of push the edge. See that? And then you can back up on your heat gun as well. If you back up on it, it'll be less heat. So if you go a little closer, it'll be more heat. So that's pretty good. So let me looks pretty good now. So let me get the housing. I'm gonna let it cool for just a second. I'm gonna get the housing and test screen here, and we will go at it live. Live dive. All right. So let's clean it up with some IPA. I mean, everything looks good, no bridges or anything like that. I got my little mini duster here, so I'm going to blow the IPA off. And let me see if I can switch screens here. Maybe you guys can see. Can I do this? Oops. That maybe? Oh, webcam. Let's see that. How do I do that? Nope, webcam not working. So how does this work? Sources. I don't really know how this works. I'm using Open Broadcaster, so that is not working too well. Well, should I just do that maybe? Oh, okay, I see. Okay, hold on a sec. So let me do this. Dang it. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is... I'm trying to understand how this works. Okay, I'll just change it here. Let's see how this works. So we'll just do this. Alright. I don't really need to do that. Okay, so that's just like that. And, alright, let's pray. Pray it works. Look kind of foolish if it didn't work. Let me go get the passcode real quick. I don't know whose phone this is. This is... Okay. No passcode, so let me just make sure there's no... Okay, there it goes. So, it's been reset to everything. Everything is working. I'm pretty sure everything's working fine. I haven't connected the Wi-Fi antenna to it, so that's why it doesn't see it. But you can kind of see it works fine. So, we are not done. We are not done at all. Turn this sucker off. Assume this puppy works. So I'm gonna wait for the light to go out. Disconnect the battery. Disconnect everything. And let's finish it up. Okay, so I have a plate on this puppy, which I've created, which I'm going to put on the back of this. But before I do that, I'm going to get this black thing, cut a little section like that off. And I will put the black thing back on. Cut down a little bit. There you go. You can kind of see it. Put the plate on. And let's switch cameras real quick so you guys can see a little bit better. Alright. There we go. Let's put a little flux on this puppy. Okay, so let's do that first. This is not entirely straight, is it? Nope. So yes, this is really the difference maker of this thing right here with having these things returned and not returned. So I would recommend. I mean, I didn't believe it either, but the proof is in the warranties. So yes, if you're not doing this thing, you probably should do it. Just don't fight it. Don't fight it. Doesn't like sticking on this side for some reason. Alright, so that's it. Man, I wish all Touch IC repairs ended this way. I mean, I really do. But they don't always go this way. Sometimes I'll spend hours on them. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so we are pretty much good here. I'm gonna, I mean, if there's anything wrong with it, like proximity sensor or something like that, I've gotten to a point now that, I mean, I'm not really messing things up now, you know, like overheating it and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of feel like reballing it helps a little bit because, you know, I'm not, when I'm putting the chip back on, I'm not overheating it so that stuff on the other side of the board melts, and then, you know, your proximity sensor will go bad or something like that, you know. That's why I like, and not only that, but reballing takes me like 5 minutes these days, so it's really not a huge waste of time. So there's your future-proof shield here. And that's it, really. I'm good to go, alright? So that's a Touch IC repair. How long was that? I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching.